Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to episode 22 of my podcast, The Public Affair. I'm really excited to have this one. This one's going to be a little bit different, so I can't wait for you guys to see. I'm going to call this one my nerdy episode. But before we get into that, of course, I want to thank everybody who supports this project, and of course to my producer, Mike Hamilton with Rogue Media Network, because he's just thebomb.com. And thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. Before we get started, this episode is brought to you by a few of our loyal sponsors who I love so much. I want to start with Arjon Painting with my boy Juan Arjon. He is a local family-owned painting company that specializes in residential homes, both interior and exterior. He'll offer you the best quality guaranteed and a pretty sweet warranty, so make sure you hit up my boy Juan Arjon with Arjon Painting for all your home painting needs. Of course, to my boy Marcos Cordero at Midway Nutrition. He's located on Hewitt Drive and he sells protein shakes. My favorite, of course, as I always say, is the Honey Nut Cheerio. If you guys are looking to get into a little bit more of a healthier lifestyle with your protein shakes, make sure you hit up my boy Marcos Cordero at Midway Nutrition, and shout out to Waco Nutrition and Energy as well. That's their sister company on Spate. Thank you guys for sponsoring The Public Affair. Of course, to my boy Frank Biza with B&J Refinishing. He focuses on resurfacing bathtubs, counters, sinks, tiles, and more to original showroom quality. 5-year warranty on most work, and he offers the best prices in town, so he's not going to break those pockets. My boy Frank, thank you so much for sponsoring this podcast. I appreciate you, man. And to my boy Tony Garcia, who I actually just recently met in person the other day. Thank you for that. He is with Crossroads Realty. He's a local real estate agent that services Waco and the surrounding areas. He'll help you buy a home or sell a home, and you have to hit him up for all your real estate needs. So to my boy Tony Garcia, thank you so much for sponsoring The Public Affair. More to come. All right, so like I said, this episode's a little bit different for me, and I guess to our viewers, because I like to call this one like my nerdy episode. I saw what these guys were doing on social media. I was actually referred to one of them a long time ago by a close friend of mine, Jay, and I saw like the hard work that they were putting into all their projects and everything, and I was like, I've got to reach out to these guys, and I want them on my podcast. It's going to be different. It's going to be fun. I'd like to introduce you guys to Armando Ramirez, Joey Gonzales, and Danny Flores. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, what's up?
Pretty good.
I got the order right, correct?
Yeah.
On my card, it's from left to right. You guys are sending right to left. I wanted to make sure. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. And I want to congratulate you guys. From what it was a Kickstarter campaign that you guys started, and you guys are fully funded now, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and what was that for again? Can you tell our viewers? Anybody, I don't care who. Okay. Don't be shy. You guys were not shy before we started this. Okay,
so our Kickstarter campaign is for now an 80-page graphic novel.
Oh.
We are starting a brand new publishing line of superheroes and other astounding tales.
Oh, okay.
So this novel itself is going to be the direct launching point of 6 different titles that we're going to be launching. We're going to have 6 different titles coming out over the next 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And these are comics. You said graphic novels. Does that mean adult novels?
Hey.
Is there porn? Like, if there's porn, I'm in. Like, okay. If there's graphic sexual content, I'm so in. Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Not yet? Okay.
How much would you pay for that? Because
anything.
I can make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah. This book hasn't reached
excuse me.
yet.
I just want to let you guys know that I do not pay for porn. That's free on the internet. So
right?
I'm not
exactly.
paying. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
Well, congratulations to you guys. So when I first, first of all, Armando, I know, and you guys probably have too, but Armando Ramirez's name sticks out to me more because when the podcast even first started, you shared a lot of it. Yeah. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And you guys probably have too. Mind me if I don't remember, but there's a lot of people that do. And so, which thanks to everybody. But one of my friends, Jay, I think you know Jay, Carvajal, he was like, yo, you got to get my friend Armando Ramirez. And I was like, well, let me see. Because there was a lot of people I've reached out to come on to The Public Affair. And then when I saw what you were doing and how you guys were involved with each other in it, and then funding the Kickstarter campaign, and then what you guys are doing, I just think it's really cool. And I haven't had any like comic book guys on there. Yeah. So, and I just wanted to let you guys, if you haven't seen an episode, I know Armando probably has, but if you guys have not seen an episode of The Public Affair, this is a no rule show. You can talk about whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. Okay. All right. Let's do it. All right. So before we, I really want to get an opportunity for you guys to introduce yourselves. So why don't we start with Danny? Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're from and all that?
Danny Flores. Born and raised in Waco, Texas.
Hey.
Right?
Wait, what school? If you say university, I'm gonna flip shit. Because everybody I have on here is from university.
Look, this is gonna incite riots, but I don't mess with trash.
Oh God.
I am Waco High pride.
Are you guys Waco High too?
Born and bred.
Okay.
No, I went to La Vega.
Okay, I got you.
But my fiance went to university.
Oh, so you're calling his fiance trash is what you're doing.
I didn't say that.
You better kick his ass.
No, I went to Waco High, graduated. So I'm one of the North Siders.
Okay, North Side.
Yeah, North Side.
Yeah, what's up?
And I don't even recognize any sides or anything
Yeah.
'cause I have family all over the place.
I got
It's
you.
like,
So to you, it's just it is what it is.
it is what it is. It's so tiring.
Yeah, I got you.
Anyways,
I don't know what side of the compass anything on Waco is. Everybody's talking about South Side, West Side, East Side. I don't know. I was always told to stay away from East Side, but I know a lot of people from the East Waco, and I love them. So shout out Chastity. But yeah, you know what I mean. So whatever. Joey, what about you?
Born and raised here in Waco, Texas.
Bet.
Yeah, like I said, I went to La Vega.
Okay.
I was a speed skater for a long time.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
like skateboarding, like Tony Hawk. No, it's not. Yeah, I don't know what that shit is. Okay, my bad.
No, it's
like
all
I said,
good.
listen, everything you guys are going to talk about today, I have zero knowledge about. All right?
No, it's all good.
yeah.
So the easiest way, because I always have to have this awkward conversation with
Okay.
employers, with girls, with any it's
Girls, excuse me. What about
Girls,
the fiance?
dang.
Excuse me.
No, I had to have this conversation too.
Okay.
Or here's how.
you could just not say you were a speed skater.
Why you gotta volunteer that information?
But there was such a large gap in my life. Like,
Yeah.
what did you do for a while? Like, I just
You were a speed skater.
existed.
Okay, explain to us what speed skating is.
No, okay, yeah. So it's a high velocity rollerblader,
Oh, okay.
pretty much.
Yeah,
we-
like roller derby.
No.
Okay, just
almost,
forget it.
kinda.
Just stop. All right.
Yeah, it's all good.
No.
Anyway,
You go ahead. Go ahead.
we raced on roller skates,
Mm.
but a lot of us used to transition into ice skating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like in the last Olympics, like 28 of the last ice skaters,
Yeah.
out of 24 of them were roller skaters first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like my coach, she was in X Games and everything.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
She's a badass. She's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's what. Is she hot?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's hot. Yeah, I hope the fiance does not come looking for me talking about she's gonna kick my
Oh
ass.
no, she'll agree. Don't
She's
worry.
cool. She's cool. Okay,
Yeah,
she's like
shout
that.
out Gypsy
Okay.
Lucas.
I got you.
But no, I was that for a while.
Yeah.
I traveled the world for that. It was really
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got to
Okay.
represent the state and the country for a while. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I decided I wanted to write comic books. And
That's what's up.
And here we
now
are.
here you guys are. All
Yeah.
right. And we're going to get into more of that in just a second because I'm really excited for you guys and what you guys are doing with your new universe and all that. But Armando, why don't you give us a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, so I'm from Waco, Texas, born and raised also.
Okay.
And I went to Waco High also.
Okay, so north side.
Yeah, north side.
Wait, so what side would your side be considered?
Dude, I'm from Belmead.
Yeah, but that's the mud, right?
Yeah.
No,
That's
because
not-
I had
yeah.
guests on here and they said that was the mud, and I did
mud.
not know that. Yeah, I don't know why they call it that
I don't
either.
know where it came from.
I don't know where it came
It's
from
a more
either.
recent thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't even Waco residents don't even recognize Belmont.
Yeah, we didn't recognize Belmead.
I don't know why Joey's claiming Waco.
But Belmead got the best IHOP and Denny's. I'm not even gonna front. Like they do. Yes, they do, darling. We're not having this argument. But anyway, Armando.
We're not, and I will agree. I will agree because I know what their kitchen staff. I know the
their
ethnic makeup of their kitchen
Danny,
staff.
please. I have to watch out for this one, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Armando. So,
But yeah, I mean, that was it.
yeah. Okay. No. Okay.
No,
That was literally it. Okay.
I mean, we'll get into the drawing stuff later.
I got
but
you. No.
there's a lot of other stuff
Okay,
in
so you're from Waco High. Perfect.
Yeah.
How old are you guys, by the way?
I'm 31.
Are you 31?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 26.
Younger.
I'm the eldest.
How old are
the
you?
elder statesman. Take a guess.
Okay, so you're 31, 35. Ooh,
Yeah.
you said you were older.
That was nice.
And
That
I
was
saw-
nice.
that was
Is
generous.
it 35? Is it 35?
That's generous. No.
How old are you, Danny?
45.
Get the hell out of here. You are such a liar. I want to see your ID.
You want to see my ID?
But we're not going to show it on the camera. No, let me see, and I'll take it off the camera. I'll go like this. I'm being dead serious. You're not 40. He's 45?
Yeah.
How the hell did that happen? Here, let me see.
Boricua.
Okay, it's her makeup. He's 45. That's crazy to me. Wow. You're my dad's age. Yes. Excuse me, my dad's 49. Okay. My parents are young, and you're Puerto Rican? Okay, so I personally stopped counting after 21. That's why I look flawless and whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's really cool. Okay, so let's just hop right into it. You guys are obviously, you work on comics. It's so cute. So when I was in elementary school, I had nothing to do and I had no friends. So I, one point, started my own little comic book thing. Not really, but I would draw on a notebook these block, like the squares, and I would have stick figures, and I had all the stick figures had their own like character background and stuff like that. I was very inspired. I'm a big gamer for a lot of people who don't know, and so I really loved Final Fantasy, which that's my shit. Yeah. And so I was like inspired by that, and then I thought, oh, I'm gonna show it to everybody at my school, and they thought I was the biggest weirdo. And I forgot what the name of the fucking comic book was, but I drew like a sex scene. I was very perverted. You know what I mean? That's probably why they were but the illustration was not at all like good. It was just stick figures, so there was no like big gaping penis or whatever. It was just stick figures laying on top of each other. And they were just like, bro, you're fucking weird. Get away from us. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about I guess how you guys started. Like, how did you guys first of all link up together and then start this project?
I think Mondo and I met first. Okay. So we were both just doing random stuff in the art scene here locally. And I've got a degree from Baylor in design and fine art.
Darling, he's educated.
Thank you. I'm very
Let's throw out that little education. All right.
And so there's a lot of fine art spaces in Waco that are growing, that are burgeoning, that are coming up.
Okay.
But there's not anything for pop culture, not anything for anime, not anything for gaming. Well, there's a few places now. Yeah. But like Bankston's is the only place where comic book
love Bankston's. Shout out to Bankston's and King's Landing and Butter My Biscuit, which I had brunch at today.
Right.
That's why I smell like Butter My Biscuit. Yes.
And so Mondo and I met through Bankston's connections.
Okay.
Doing little shows here and there.
Yeah.
And we just started hanging out. We hung out with two other guys. Josh and Shay.
Yeah.
And we kind of came up with this little group,
Fanatic
Waco.
Oh, okay.
Which is still kind of active, but like since Corona stuff, because a lot of our things were like very public.
Yeah, I got you. So we had to stop it. Right?
we would host events. We would put on like little shows for people who wanted to submit anime art or gaming art. Or comic art, anything like that, anything outside of the fine art realm that wasn't as welcoming to those style of artists.
Wow.
And so after that, I would host drink and draws.
Oh, I think I've heard of those.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I never went, but because I would have got fucked up and just not drew anything. Like
that's what we do.
So they give me shit all the time.
Yeah.
I think I hosted a year and a half of drink and draws.
Oh, really?
A year and a half of drink and draws. Ask me how many pictures I drew.
How many pictures you got?
One
picture.
one fucking picture the entire goddamn time.
And I know they had to carry your ass out.
Yeah. I would get so lit.
Right.
And Mondo would work his ass off, and Joey would show up and just be like, "Hey guys," and like. But that's how we met Joey. Because I think going to Bankston's back and forth, Joey was working there at the time and at King's Landing.
Okay.
He really immersed himself in comics and storytelling and writing at that point, and he really wanted to just become a writer.
Okay.
He didn't have the illustrative abilities on the other half.
Yeah.
So he was I guess he was searching that out. He attended one of our drink and draws just on a whim.
Right. Just showed up.
Yeah, and he saw what Mondo and I were doing. He was like, "Whoa, so these guys are legit. Like we're not
And so he wanted in.
Yeah, he wanted in.
Okay.
He and Mono and I got approached all the time.
Yeah.
With people like, oh man, I've got this cool idea for a story, or I've got this cool character.
Okay. Yeah.
And it would just be an idea. There would be nothing on paper. There would be no sketch. Nothing.
Yeah.
They would want us to do the heavy lifting. Joey was not like that at all. Joey came in with like notebooks full of notes, backstory.
So he brought. Yeah. You did the work.
Yeah,
definitely.
That to me, that impressed that impressed myself, and I know it impressed Mondo.
Yeah,
and we were both like,
well, because isn't that annoying as shit when somebody comes up to you and says, "Oh, I do this, that, and the other." Yeah, but like, where's your work?
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me you're a singer, but you don't got not one iTunes. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, you have this podcast.
SoundCloud now, though.
Well, you're not even on fucking SoundCloud.
Yeah,
you can't tell me you're an actor, you produce movies, and I don't. Where's your fucking movies? Can I see them? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
So in your instance, there was people coming up to you and saying, "Oh, I like have this great superhero idea," but people, where's the work?
Yeah, where's the
work?
But
Joey, on the other hand, came through with the work.
Legit.
Okay.
He came through with everything, and we were both in at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
All right,
Okay.
let's see what.
So it was you and Armando together at first, and then Joey came and was like,
we were just hanging out.
Oh,
we didn't have the idea of Plus Waco at the time.
Right.
But Joey wanted to get away to get his stories out there.
Yeah, yeah.
And me and Danny had other published work, and we're doing other projects.
Oh,
like you said.
okay, yeah.
So we were freelance at the time.
Right.
And so he kind of like submitted to us, and we were like, yeah, we'd like to start on these stories and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And eventually it formed into what it is now. So.
Right. Oh, that's pretty lit. Okay, well, I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, and so for you, I mean, were you nervous about coming up to them and saying, "Hey, look, I got all this shit"? Like, I mean, was it something that you were just kind of doing on the side, and then you were just like,
I went all in on it, man.
Oh, did you really?
They said that I went up to them and I had a lot of work. There was a lot that I did beforehand.
Yeah.
Because like, there's no class. I mean, there is a class for writing comics,
right.
comics and all that, but for my access, all I had was the internet and how to write books and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I just dived in.
But a lot of that comes from the heart, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you could teach me how to do something all day, but if I don't have the passion for it, it's like, it's not going to be shit.
I've always had a love for comic books and everything. And I was always that kid that was outside in the backyard with a stick as a lightsaber and all that.
Okay.
So I was always like thinking my own stories and all that. But I didn't have the illustrative ability. But I did have the time and I had the imaginative ability to write and create characters.
Yeah.
I went for it, and I sent them ideas. I sent other publishers ideas first. Before I went to them.
Gotcha.
So I had a lot of rejection before I went to them.
Of course. Yeah. Would you say we had a lot of guests on the show prior that talked about a lot of the rejection that they faced with their endeavors. And before we get into that, though, I really want to give a shout out to one of our other sponsors of the Public Affair. This episode is also brought to you by Pollo Box and Audio, PB&A, with my boy Jeffrey Monreal. You can hit him up for installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio system. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures and much more. He's a jack of all trades, darling. Make sure you call Pollo Box and Audio, my boy Jeffrey Monreal, on the number on the screen. Okay, so I really really struck not a nerve, but like I could feel what you're saying about the rejection part, because I've had like people on here with the endeavors that they were doing that said that they had to face rejection a lot. How important was that for you, or do you think it is to like not give up? I mean, how much did you guys have to face with that?
Oh, it was super important, because like I said, while both me and Danny and even Joey had published work prior to this, we were still submitting for bigger projects with bigger companies, like Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, all these companies, and we were getting like rejections.
Right.
Danny probably got the furthest. He actually got a tryout with Marvel, but they said, they were like, we don't need you right now, which is like, and so,
which is kind of like, I mean, thank you, but
right, exactly. So I mean, at that point we kind of decided, you know what, like, this is a time that we need to really focus on what we want to do and how we want to tell stories, what we want to see on the shelves, as coming from our point of view and how we want to tell it. And so that's kind of when we really got serious and pushed all of our other submissions aside and let's focus on this and kind of dive into it.
Yeah. So now you guys are just focused on creating your own. Now I want to explain the universe thing.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of homework, but I really need y'all's help with this shit. Okay.
Sure.
So, and by the way, I think what you guys are doing is really awesome. I love to see people really work on a project and work hard through rejection. Like no matter what, like even when I say with this podcast, I have videos that have 300 views. I have videos that have 1,000 views. Like if you have the passion for it, that's what drives you to keep on going. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I want to talk to you about Plus Waco Comics. Is that the brand that you guys have, or explain to me what Plus Waco Comics is?
Yeah, no, so Plus Waco Comics is the company name. So
it's the company name. Okay. Yeah. But then you have Universe Alpha.
Yeah, so Plus Universe is the so like akin to how Marvel Comics is known as Marvel Comics.
Yes.
But their entity is called the Marvel Universe.
Oh, right? Okay.
We're Plus Waco Comics.
Yeah.
Our lore is the Plus Universe.
Oh, I got what you're saying. Okay, so there's like a brand of superheroes under Plus Universe, kind of like there's DC like with Batman and stuff, and then Marvel has like Spider-Man. You know, I don't watch I've never seen like the Avengers, but I love Marvel versus Capcom. That's like one of my games. Like that's how I know any of the Marvel characters. I don't know nobody else outside of that game. If you're not in the game, I don't fucking know you. And so you guys are working together now to make your own universe. I guess that would eventually rival DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
Correct. And
if we work hard enough and get the support and following, because that's how like Marvel grew, that's how DC grew. That they put one book out. They put it all started with Superman,
right?
And from there you get Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, and the same thing with Marvel Comics. They started with Captain America,
right?
And from there you get the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, the X-Men, and Daredevil and stuff going forward like that.
Definitely.
That's what we're hoping that the Plus Universe does.
Okay.
It's the one book that will explode out as opposed to the way Marvel and DC did it. They put out a bunch of books, and they had to go back and say, all these books exist in one universe.
In one universe, okay.
Yeah. We're doing one universe. You just want to keep all these books come out of it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Plus Waco Comics is the universe.
It's the publishing line.
The publishing line. Okay, and then the Universe Alpha is the line of superheroes under that. Okay, so is it gonna be like a Universe Beta and a Universe Charlie and shit like that?
Yeah, so how we set it up and what we wanted to do, like he says, is the more support we get and the following that we get, if we get big enough, then we can tell what we want to tell, but also we're open up to like submissions later on, years to come, where if somebody comes and say, and if they were in the same position we were in, hey man, we've tried to submit to DC, we tried to set them up, Marvel, but I have this idea of a character, will you guys publish it? It's like, cool, that's great. Hey, you're a writer, let's hook you up with this artist. Or you're an artist, let's hook you up with this writer. That way people can get their stories out.
So if I make like a lit superhero, I can come to one of the writers and then say, I have this guy Unicorn Man, which is just top of my head, I wouldn't create a Unicorn Man.
Exactly.
I know, but you know what I mean? And then be like, let's make a story out of him, but he can't be gay because that's going to be the thing, right? And so
that's so cliche at this point.
You know what I mean? And then, let's do it. We're going to make a Unicorn Man, but he's not gay, and he gets all the women, and there has to be at least 2 sex scenes in every comic.
Yeah.
I want 50 Shades of Grey sex scenes, okay?
Hey.
Okay.
That can be our dark label.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's make one thing clear. So Joey is the writer. You are the writer of the comic. Okay, so and Armando and Danny, you guys are the artists. Right. So am I to understand you guys created the superheroes and you write the story? Is kind of, or how does, or is it like collective?
Yeah, so here's how it works. So like usually I pitch them either characters or storyline ideas with those characters.
Yeah.
And they'll come back to me and say, hey, this character needs this work, or hey, that's great.
Yeah.
And so after we get them that idea, they actually go through a lot of editing, so they do a lot of the writing too. So they're not just
for this one, Danny did a lot of the editing and writing, and even the character designs on a lot of these characters also. So
like this book is 80 pages right now.
Oh shit!
Started off as 24.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
When does it stop?
Who knows with these two, it can keep going.
Well, you got to make parts. You know what I mean? You got to keep the there have to be cliffhangers and shit.
So when Joey submitted the original script, the first draft, it was 24 pages, and I looked at it and I was like, dude, it's a good story, but it doesn't breathe enough.
Oh, okay.
So it needed to expand in certain parts.
Yeah.
It needed to just, like if you watch a movie and they're, like, let's say Saving Private Ryan. Okay. The scene where they're marching, that can be told in, like, a page.
Really?
But the scene where they're setting up and ready to face off against an invading German army, that's going to take like 5 to 10 pages.
That's crazy to think about that. That kind of turns me off from like any type of editing. Like, I'd be like, fuck that. Like, sex scenes are 1, 2, 3.
But I would get the stuff from Joey, and he'd write that 5 to 10 pages into like 1 or 2 pages.
Okay.
I'm like, that really has to expand. So I went back to him and was like, you've gotta expand these parts here, condense this part here, redo this part here, and then we're good. And then he came back to me. It was 48 pages, I think, at that point. And I kept reading through it. I was like, you know what? If we're gonna do a comic, and this is for me, I know that I want to have a really good book in my hand.
Okay. Like something that's engaging. Like you don't want it to be a turn off. It's like, hey, there's no sex scenes, so I'm out of here.
Yeah. And then a lot of comics, in order to really engage the reader, they'll take a lot of those pages where a lot is happening and make it like a big spread. Yeah. Where you're like reading, you're like, oh yeah, and then you're reading another page, and then you turn it, and like it just opens up into this one almost cinematic quality.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. And so
that's crazy. So I want to talk. I got to see a little bit of the superheroes. I didn't catch any names. I'm sorry, but I got to see a little bit of the superheroes that you guys created. Why don't you guys talk to me about who your favorite superhero that you've created from your universe is, and what the inspiration behind that is? Why don't we start with Joey?
Who's your favorite? Why don't we start with Joey? Who's your favorite?
Who's your favorite? Does she have big knockers?
All right, so I gotta go on. They're all my favorite, but there is definitely one that stands out.
Who is it?
His name is Black Toro.
Black Toro?
Yeah.
Is he hot?
I hope so. Honestly, he kind of looks like Danny. I don't know if that was intentional.
Oh, shit.
We'll see.
Okay, so
I don't see it.
okay. So Black Toro.
Black Toro.
Okay,
He's
so you created Black Toro, or
I did.
Okay, and so why is he your favorite?
All right, so I have a mixed culture background.
Okay.
My family is Colombian, Mexican. My mom is from Wisconsin.
Hotter.
So
Yeah.
but I've never really been in touch with that side of my culture.
Okay.
Mexico, right?
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish?
I do not.
You do not. Okay.
No, I'm trying to learn.
You can learn. Yeah.
I'm getting married next November, so I got until then.
Does she speak Spanish?
Fluently.
Hot.
She is.
You like when she's okay? Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, but when I
tapping it
Black
in.
Toro,
Go ahead. Sorry,
man, no,
Black
it's okay.
Toro. There's no rules. She
is,
better not come kick my ass because she don't want these problems.
I don't know, man.
No, she'll take me. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Okay.
I think our first date, she showed me how to use a pocket knife.
Yeah, so she's scary. Go ahead, Black
she's-
Toro.
Remember, she graduated from university.
University, that's
Oh,
right.
you know they like to fight. Okay, I'm just saying.
does.
Yeah, okay.
She
That's a class. Fighting.
Oh, fighting. Yeah,
University
it's
It's like an elective.
Yeah, stop
It's
like
an
people
elective.
love to fight. Instead, it's an elective. Okay, I'm sorry, Black Toro. So the inspiration was it because of your culture that you were never in touch with, correct?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I knew I wanted to make a fun character that was like that was Mexican.
Yes.
I knew I wanted that. And I knew I wanted a character that kind of resembled my favorite parts of Zorro, Spider-Man, and Batman a bit.
Okay.
So I decided to make him a luchador.
Oh, cool.
So his backstory is he was a champion luchador. He kind of got recruited into some bad things, and he fell into the allure of greed and money and things.
Oh,
like
wow.
that, all the
Okay.
things offered.
Yeah.
He got imprisoned, and then he got. There's another superhero. His name is Bronze Man, who I'm sure one of these guys might tell you about.
Yeah.
And he's the inspiration for a lot of these other heroes, and he would inspire Black Toro to turn his life around. To go ahead and reclaim his name, because luchadors, their masks are sacred. Their identity is real sacred.
Yeah. Okay. Like
and-
the Pokemon Halucha, but anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
I fuck with Pokemon heavy. Don't fuck
That's
with
cool,
me and the
man.
Pokemon. Yeah.
But through him, like all of our characters, for me, whenever I write them, I try to write some kind of emotional tie to them.
Oh, okay.
And Black Toro to me is the tie of regret. Things that you've done in the past that you regret.
Yeah.
Moving forward and how you can atone for those past sins.
Right.
So him putting on the mask that he sinned himself with as Black Toro, he puts it back on to fight evil.
Oh,
here in
wow.
the future, yeah. So
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to read a Black Toro magazine.
yeah,
What's
he,
up?
doesn't have any powers, but he's out here fighting these guys and these aliens. And
Would you say he's pretty agile? Like, if he doesn't have powers, would you say he's more like he flips and shit like that? You know what I mean?
stubborn.
Yeah.
He's stubborn.
He's gonna get the job done.
We're gonna see. Don't give too much away because now I'm interested in Black Toro.
Yeah, and that's one thing to remember. Like all these characters that we created together are representation to everybody. Like,
I was gonna say there's a lot of different. Like I think I saw an African American woman that's
right.
superhero.
Yeah.
Which I mean, you really don't see a lot of. I mean, there's that one with that actress. And,
She's my favorite.
She is your favorite.
my
Okay,
favorite. Lady-
what's her name?
Lady Avalion.
Lady Avalion.
And she is the 99th incarnation of King Arthur
Oh shit!
of the Round Table.
How the hell did y'all come up with something like that?
The
That
King
is
of England,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
all of this stuff is a collective of what we grew up reading,
Right.
watching TV, trading cards, anything that we were involved with as kids and we love to read.
Yeah.
We kind of put this into characters with our own outlook on it.
That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
like this book is for us.
Yeah.
First and
'cause that-
foremost.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. There's not a lot of representation in mainstream comics, like
yeah.
DC, Marvel, everything. Like every character is almost a straight white guy.
I agree.
And
I
if
do.
they are of a diverse background, that they just mention it. There's
Yeah.
nothing to tie their culture or what they're going through daily.
Right.
They're just like, here's Miles Morales. This is what he identifies as, but also he's thrown into a
Yeah.
Spider-Man universe.
I got you.
Yeah.
So talk to me more about, is her name Lady Avalion? What is her name again?
Avalion.
Avalion. Okay, so she's your favorite. So you said she's the 99th incarnation of King Arthur.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about Lady Avalion.
So she is, in order to claim the throne,
Yeah.
as the King of England, you have to pull Excalibur from the stone,
Right.
and she does it at a fair as
Oh,
an
wow.
8-year-old.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Does she become the queen?
She's the king.
So at this time,
I see what we're doing here. So she's transitioning. Okay.
Yeah, she's like, it doesn't. The title of king covers both male and female.
Right.
So and this is told in modern day, where like the Queen of England still exists, whatever.
Right.
But there is a now like secret spy organization.
Okay.
And they have a king of sorts, which is the head of the overall organization.
Wow.
And it's set up by Merlin.
Yeah.
Who's still alive.
Okay.
From the Middle Ages to now.
Jeez.
And now, like, he set it up back in like the early 1900s during World War I or something. Like the OSS and CIA and all that stuff. Well, he set it up back then, and now it's grown into this spy organization,
right?
Almost like a James Bond type thing. So it's sword and sorcery and James Bond mixed together.
Okay, so she uses a sword, correct?
She uses a sword and a gun.
And a gun. That's tight. Yeah, I saw she stuck. I will say she did stick out to me a lot because you really don't see a lot of African American like superhero. I mean, we do have like the Black Panther. I mean, Storm. You know what I mean, stuff like that. But there's really not too much. You know what I mean? So she stuck out to me when I saw y'all's images on your website, which you're gonna shout out later. Okay. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Armando, what about your favorite character that you guys have created?
So I am gravitated more to Lady Avalion, but also like Lawbringer, which is the book that I'm going to be illustrating.
Okay.
I think that rings to me more because a lot of the published stuff that I've had before has always like people always reach out to me for like horror stuff or things like that, but I actually love like science fiction and sci-fi fantasy and things like that. I was real big on like Frank Frazetta and Boris Vallejo growing up. Yeah. And Star Trek and things like that.
But yeah, go ahead, as you were saying.
And so like, you know, like Gotcha Man, all those guys that I grew up, I did watch those, grew up watching them. And so we wanted kind of to incorporate that kind of aspect with like a Green Lantern Corps or things like that. It's a book about like a young kid who's kind of, you know, recruited by this space force, police force. And whether they're good or bad, it's kind of like up in the air. You gotta have to read it when it comes out. But he's got to make this struggle of fighting like what's good, what's bad. Does he like, you know, enforce the law or, you know, does he kind of take his own route? And it's very sci-fi. It's very like...
Yeah.
I got you.
He's a teenager who's also a space cop.
Yeah.
You know?
What the hell does space cop do?
Imagine giving the powers of a cop to a teenager.
Yeah.
And then throwing him in another country.
Wow. This is, you know what? I will say I've never really read a comic. I have one comic book at my house, and it's like the first like Pokemon one because I had that one when I was a kid, so I saw it at Bankston's and I just totally bought it. But like I think that what you guys do is really interesting. Like I'm actually like excited. I hope that it can turn into like a movie brand or something like that. You guys make a video game, I'm buying it. Like I'm totally buying it. Okay, and make it for Nintendo Switch, please. And so
I mean that's definitely an option. We had a guy reach out the other day that owns a toy published, like a toy manufacturer.
Really?
Yeah.
And he was asking about statues and action figures.
Yeah. So, how exciting is that for you guys, though? Like when somebody like that reaches out and says,
exciting.
You know
it is
what I mean?
Exciting because, like, for one, we didn't expect to get funded as fast as we did,
which is great, by the way. Yeah. And, I think that's so awesome.
And on second, like stuff that we grew up doing, like playing with toys and stuff. For somebody to be like, "Hey, you guys, whatever y'all made, do you want to make a toy or do you want to?"
When he told me that, I immediately went back to being a 9-year-old.
Really?
Like opening GI Joes on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was just like, let's do it. Where do I sign? How much money do I need to give him?
For somebody like Joey, I mean, and you only being 26 years old, I mean, what is that like for all the success to be thrown at you so fast like that? I mean, you started that Kickstarter. You guys got funded. I mean, it was a very short time. It seemed like
5 days.
I feel like I woke up and y'all got funded. I was like, oh shit, okay, bet. You know, so what is the experience like for you? I mean, being the youngest in the team that you guys are in.
It's only the beginning, man.
Yeah.
Whenever we got funded, I thought, honestly, I don't know about these guys. I thought that I was gonna be more excited than I was.
Okay.
When we hit it, I was like, oh man, like I had an initial feeling of, this is the rest of my life. Like, all right, this is only the start.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah. Like I have so many more scripts to write. We have so many more campaigns to run. We have so many, much more editing to do.
Yeah.
And at that point, I got excited.
That's so great. And I mean, how do you guys feel about like it was the community that donated money, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of people we don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just the community, but it's like nationwide.
Yeah. Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
And that's so good because a lot of people start like Kickstarters, GoFundMe's, this and that, and I typically don't. Honestly, I don't like donate to things like that. But for you guys, I think it's great because you guys actually have talent. You know what I mean?
That was the thing for us because, like, I mean, we kind of know like our skill worth, but at the same time, we're in a community that doesn't really like promote that. Like Danny said, we don't have like Comic Cons, we don't have anything.
Right.
So we're thinking like, okay, our family's gonna donate, some friends, some people that go to Bankston's. I mean, we had people from like other countries, England, Germany, people that are
you guys,
like, funding
that's
it,
so great.
messaging us like, hey man, we're excited. Like, when's the next book come out, or how can we get a commission? Can we get 2 commissions?
Right.
I mean, we had to update the Kickstarter because we were like, wow, we didn't think people would want this.
And how much were y'all asking for?
4,000.
And how much did you make? Was it 4,000?
5,700.
Yeah.
So
Oh wow, really? So you exceeded your goal.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you guys deserve that because you're very talented, you're very skillful, you guys are dedicated. I would donate to a Kickstarter like that.
So I think also, I think also too, it speaks to us as individuals because, especially Danny and Joey, because this one, they're the main focus being the interiors and the writer and stuff.
Right.
But like we didn't really advertise this at all. We've been working on this for like 2-3 years.
I think
And we haven't done any kind of advertising or post on our personal pages about it other than like, hey, something's coming.
Right.
And for us we wanted it we wanted it to be about the book itself. We didn't have to rely on like hiring an outside famous artist to do a cover or, advertising, taking out ads, anything like that. We wanted it to be about the content and our skill. And that's exactly what it did. These guys rocked it, man.
Yeah. So it's just you 3.
Yeah.
And then you guys are just a 3-man team.
Well, we have a letterer down in Mexico, Hector Negrete.
Okay.
And like he does a phenomenal job lettering.
Okay.
And that's the guy who comes in and makes the story capable of being read.
When you say is that like the bubble words?
Yeah, that's
right.
Okay, that's what he does. Okay, yeah.
Bubble speech effects.
Oh, okay, like the wham and shit like that.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we have him down in Mexico. We have a colorist up in Canada that I recruited. He's a work for hire guy, Paris Elaine. He's an Eisner Award winner, which is a big thing in comics.
Oh wow. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Big thing in comics.
Yeah.
And he's agreed to help us out with this first book. And so far, what we've gotten back is amazing.
That's so great.
Yeah.
I really am proud of you guys. I think that's so awesome. Again, I like after this episode, I really am excited to see what you guys got coming next. I definitely want to buy a book. Is there a store you guys have, or am I tripping?
No, we
Not
don't.
yet. Okay. I don't know why I thought you guys owned a comic book store. Okay. Not yet though, right? Not yet. Okay. We're working on it. I don't know why I thought you guys owned a I was like, I gotta go fucking check it out. I just haven't had time. Yeah. But I don't know where I pulled that out from. I'm sorry. I know Bankston's is probably like one of the only comic book stores that we have in Waco. Yeah.
And Golden's.
Golden's?
Golden's Book Exchange.
Never heard of
it.
Sorry. Shout out to Golden Book Exchange. Just never been there. Like I don't buy comics.
Like I grew up on Golden's.
Me too.
Oh, okay. So they were first.
Yeah, that was the first place I went to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got
I
you.
would go there every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And don't tell my parents, but I would leave my sister alone.
Oh, shit.
And walk all the way to Golden's and come back before
Why
my
you
dad.
gave him that look like you about to get your ass whooped?
Because my dad will still whoop my ass. I don't
Are you
care how,
serious?
yes.
Oh, you know Puerto Rican dads, yeah, because my dad too. My dad be talking to me fucking crazy like I'm not 29 years old. Yo, dad, shut up.
I
You better calm down.
I think the last time we really fought was like just 3 years ago.
Oh my god. Let's
Like
not.
I thought I was a man, and he was like,
You want to
better
take
think-
me?
you better think again.
45-year-old my ass.
Is today the day that you swing on your old man?
That is so crazy. You know what? I am so proud of you guys. I think that it's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to see what you guys got coming next. I think that what you guys are doing is really awesome. That's why I invited you, and I wanted something different. You know, I usually just invite like hot people. I mean, and you guys are hot too. I'm just saying that came out wrong. Wow, that came out so wrong.
He's just man.
No. You know what?
He just called us all trolls, bro.
No. I think you guys, everybody's great looking. I don't judge. I'm just saying. You know, I like to. Yes, this is my first like nerdy episode.
Hot nerds.
Do you see what I mean? Yes. And so I like to just reach out to people in the community that actually have things going on.
Yeah.
You know, that are pushing their endeavors, and I want to help promote them. That's why I started this podcast, because on Power One I just can't be giving out free advertising.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So then we start the public affair, and they just all happen to be hot guys. And I've had two hot girls too. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? You guys saw Christy and Claudia. You better stop.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, anyway, that came out wrong, you guys. I am so sorry. You guys are all great looking. I promise. I promise. No, okay. So, why don't we talk a little? Before we wrap up, I want to get to know you guys a little bit more personally. Yeah. Armando, like, what do you do outside of the comics? Like, what are you into when you go home? So, are you married? You got kids?
Yeah,
what's going on?
So I'm married. I have a beautiful wife.
Yeah.
And I have 2 kids.
Yeah.
And my wife, she actually owns her own antique mall here in Waco, LaSalle shops off LaSalle.
Okay.
So when I'm not grinding at the art table, she drags me to work for her for free. So
how long has she had that business?
So she inherited from her parents. They've been there forever.
Okay, so it's pretty successful business.
Yeah, it was and it was an unpainted furniture before that, and then I think about maybe like 10 years ago, she turned it into an antique mall, and it kind of built up from there.
Oh, cool.
And so she sells comics. That's actually how I met her. I'd go there to buy comics and stuff, and she sells comics and all kinds of stuff there. So collectibles and antiques. And
that's so great because the town is growing and we get a lot of tourists now for whatever reason. And so they can go to her shop and check that out, right?
Yeah. So, that's pretty cool. But I'm mostly hang out with them. And kind of been safe around the kids lately. You know, the kids live with their moms and stuff. So we've been kind of being safe. But we, for the most part, we just do normal family stuff. Go to the zoo, hang out. Take them to whatever kind of kid stuff they like to do.
I got you. Okay, well that's what's up. I didn't know a lot about that. That's really good. How about you, Joey? So you're young. So you're engaged to a pretty feisty woman.
Oh yeah.
Who sounds like she's really gonna come fuck me up.
She might.
Okay, I don't know. I wasn't trying to hit on your man. What's up? I have this joke with my friend. I say I never not get what I want after a night of drinking. Don't fuck with me. No, but I would never
That's why I wanted you to bring the whiskey.
No, I know my limits. I would never especially if I'm cool with the girl. I would never
Joey
try to.
Doesn't know his.
Oh, Joey.
I know. I don't know.
Joey, stop this. Okay, Joey, I'm sorry. Go ahead. So you're engaged.
Yeah.
Okay. What else can we know about you?
To be honest, I've really in the last 2 years I've moved forward with being a full-time writer.
Yeah.
So if I'm not writing, which I'm constantly.
Tell him the story.
What story?
Tell me the story about what you were going to do with your life.
Oh, my little violin story.
No. Okay, go ahead.
When you quit your job.
Oh, shit.
Right,
Okay.
So
yes. Putting his little business out there, all right?
Fine.
Tell him the story, Joey.
Okay.
All right, so the way I actually got into working for the comic book store and how I met them, I left the job.
Yes.
Right? I think, how old was I? I was like, 21?
Okay.
22, 21, 22.
No, I was 22.
So,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So lost in the world.
What was the epiphany you had?
Let him tell the story, Danny. Ooh, just putting all his little bits, blasting him. Damn.
See, I've come to terms with I'm always going to be the little brother in these situations.
Yeah, they were picking on you before you got here. I wasn't going to say nothing. They were, yeah. Okay. They were. Good.
No, I left the job. And I honestly didn't know what I was going to do.
Right.
Because, I didn't leave. I got fired.
Okay. There's a difference between quitting and getting fired. Right.
Gotta be honest.
Yeah.
But the first place I went to was a comic book store. Right.
Yeah.
I felt so childish doing that. But I opened up. I was scrolling in the books, and I opened up one, and it was just a silly story. Right.
Yeah.
I think it was called Murder Falcon. It was like a robot chicken.
Okay.
Summoned by a guitar.
Oh wow.
Right. Something silly. I was like, and then I had the dawn like. Why can't I do this?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've been reading comic books and I've been watching anime, been reading all these stories my whole entire life.
Right.
Why can't I do this?
Right.
And that's how I kind of got the name of Plus Waco Comics. But they give me shit all the time for
because he said, look.
He's leaving out parts.
He said, I left my job.
Quit.
And I was lost.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was going to do with the rest of my life. I'm like, bruh, you 22 years old. You got so much life in front of you. Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
It'd be different if you were 45 years old, right?
Exactly.
You're like, what the fuck? I got kids.
Yeah, exactly.
You were going to make it dramatic? That's it?
Yeah,
Okay.
when I hit 20, I felt like I was halfway through. What are you talking about?
I feel what you. No, I mean, look, I moved out when I was 18 years old. So at 22, if I would have lost my job, I probably would have felt the same way. I would have been like, what the fuck am I going to do now? You know what I mean?
I think in retrospect, if you look back, you think like it wasn't that bad.
It really wasn't. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of that. I mean, when I was 22, I thought that job would be my end game, and now I have the public affairs. So I'm really hoping this would take off, you know, and live off of it one day. That'd be great.
He's going to sell to Spotify, him and Joe Rogan.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I didn't know who fucking Joe Rogan was.
That's probably for the best.
No, but I didn't know. And no shade to Joe, but everybody always asked me like, who inspired you to do podcasts? I was like, I didn't ever watch podcasts. I watched one podcast called Talk of Love with this chick named Lacey Skulls from that show Rock of Love.
Oh yeah,
that's the only podcast I've ever seen. I've never ever tuned into a podcast a day in my life. I just started this shit.
You gotta check out Scam Goddess.
Scam Goddess.
Yes, Scam Goddess.
I don't know. You know what? I get
with Lacey Mosley.
Okay.
Every week it's a new scam. Yeah. She like brings a guest.
Is she a podcast?
Yeah. It's on Spotify. She brings on a guest and they talk about like a scam in history.
Right.
So like the college mission scandal.
Oh, okay.
Or the New York heiress.
Right.
Who scammed people out of like $600,000.
Oh, wow.
And then they talk about current scams that are going on. Yeah.
You know what? But and all due respect, like I get so focused on this podcast. I really don't have a lot of time to watch other podcasts. Well, that's
okay.
Because I owe everybody a lot of time on their podcasts. Like, and you know, people have asked me to be on theirs, and I don't know why we haven't done it yet, but and so, but you know, like I you know, my producer sends me a new episode every week, and we have to go over this and that, and then I have to book a new guest for 2 weeks out.
But that's great. That means you're on like the tunnel vision. Yeah. You want to do.
And I wish everybody well. I'm just saying, I wish I would love to have more time to watch somebody else's podcast. I'm just so focused on the public affair. Yeah,
I think that's the same in whatever career you're doing.
Okay.
Like with me, I don't have time for new comics.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? So because you guys are just focused on
Okay. I'm focused on finishing, focused on drawing, focused on getting it to publication, whatever. And I'm like,
there's no stopping.
And
right?
a lot of
exactly. There's no stopping.
And a lot of artists the same way. A lot of artists don't, you know, back our Kickstarter, and we don't back their Kickstarter. It's not that we're like, oh, you're gonna, you know, it's we don't have time.
Right,
we literally do not have the time.
I miss so many Kickstarters.
Yeah, me too.
But you guys show love to everybody.
Yeah,
I think that's important. And we've talked about that too. Like I wish everybody success. I'm so sorry that I don't have time to invest it. I'm really focused on this. Like this is all I have. Like this is what I'm holding on to. You know what I mean? No, I totally get that. And you know, before we leave, Danny, why don't we get to, you mentioned that you're married. You're 45 years old.
Married.
How many kids? 2?
I have one child.
One child. How old is
that?
How old are they?
Motherfucker needs to get out. He needs to get out of the fucking house. So
how old is your son?
He's 23.
Oh shit.
So he's from a previous relationship.
Okay.
And
but he lives with you.
He lives with me and my wife. And my wife, the loving creature that she is.
She won't let him leave?
Took him as well as me.
Yeah.
She took both of us. She's like, fine. I gotta deal with this nigga too.
Oh my god! And now you can't get him out of the house.
Now I can't get him out of the house.
That is so funny.
But so he's supposed to graduate this semester with a degree in engineering.
Oh, okay. Well, listen. If he's going to college, let him stay.
Thank you.
Okay,
that's what I said.
Yeah,
that's what I said. I was like, look, as long as you're in school, and he has a like part/full-time job.
Yeah.
At Walmart, because I think full-time at Walmart is only 35
hours.
What's
your son's name?
Donye Flores.
I know Don. Well, I know of Donye. He goes to King's Landing a lot.
He does go to King's Landing.
Because I stay at King's Landing. I go there before my radio show because my friend Jay works there. And I just had brunch there. I always see Donye. He works at Walmart by me.
Yeah.
I mean, we have never
Walmart.
Yeah, we've never like hung out or anything, but I know like, oh, that's Donye. Yeah.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, he's very nice, very sweet. Yeah.
I wish he'd do his fucking chores. without me
at 23. Oh my god. You know what? But it's so funny that you say that about the school thing because my parents always say, yeah, if you just go to college, you can move in with it. Yo, I cannot move back in with my parents.
My dad.
That. No, I cannot. I can't even be at their house for more than 15 minutes and I fucking leave. They drive me crazy. Like, and I love them. I'm just saying.
My mom and dad kicked me out of the house at 17.
Okay, my parents too. 18 years old, get the fuck out. You good. You good.
I moved out with 18 and then my dad told me one time, he was like, man, you can come back anytime you want. I came back one time.
Yeah.
The first week I was like, I'm out. I can't do this. Like,
I can't even, listen, I said I'm not fucking coming back and I've kept that promise to myself. I can't fucking do it. And I love, shout out to my parents, but that would never fucking work. I'm so sorry. We would fight like cats and dogs. But so when they told me to leave, it was probably for a good purpose. Well, so before we wrap up, what's next for you guys? So we're obvious, you got the Kickstarter campaign. That's good. So how much further do you think before we can get some content and stuff like that, or what's the website that we can go, or like explain to me like what's going on right now?
So the campaign ends the 22nd, which is so they'll air after, which is fine.
Okay.
But we do have a website, Plus Waco Comics, and you can search that on all media. That's what it's under. And from there, we have our tags of where you can find us on social media.
Yeah.
For us, we're just gonna keep working at our universe, and also we are, hopefully getting more. Like Joey, he just got a writing gig for a really popular comic website.
Oh, so, fun, Joey!
Yeah, so we're all still freelance. We're still working and doing our own thing.
Right.
But
and when you say freelance, that means you're available to everybody.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not contracted.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're just gonna keep building this so that we have our whole universe out with our stories. That way, like I said, further down the road in the line, we can hopefully open up for submissions for people to try to publish their stuff with us. So
that would be really fun. Yeah.
Like we have the next 4 years lined up, but that's only round 1.
Oh wow.
This is where we're gonna be leaving for our legacies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? So once this book is finished, the next Kickstarter, it should be a couple of months out, and it'll be Armando's book.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay, cool.
And we're trying to figure out. We're going in and talking about how we're going to handle that, because I don't know because it's going to be 6 issues. It's going to be more than just the 1 issue.
Right.
This one is.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Which, if you break this one down, it's actually 3 issues.
Yeah. Okay.
But Mondo's going to be doing 6 issues of this book, and we're going to have to do a Kickstarter for that to make sure it reached funding and get it published and everything.
Right.
And after that, it'll be me again, and then try. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm so excited for you guys again. Thank you so much for coming on to the Public Affair. This was such a different episode for me. I was very out of my element for this one. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
Yeah. But I'm excited for you guys. I think that's so great. I love to see people really work hard at something, make it happen, and you guys really did that. And so I'm very proud of the 3 of you. I hope that we'll get to see each other more in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as soon as I want the first comic, excuse me. Okay. As soon as it comes out, I want to be invited to the release party.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring all the wine. I'm gonna get fucked up, and there better be hot dudes because I'm sleeping with them. Okay, so before we leave, you guys, I want to give a shout out to a few more of our sponsors of the Public Affair. This episode is also brought to you by Elite Barbershop with my boy Sid Rodriguez. I love Sid. I don't know if you guys know this.
Me up.
Does he? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw, but this is a new hairstyle that we're trying out, and he wants me to go for a mohawk. That was on the episode. So I would give a shout out also to Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, and Santos Cordova. They're located on Hewitt Drive. You can call them on the number on the screen to book, or download the Cut app to book one of those very talented barbers at Elite Barbershop. Shout out to you guys. I also want to give a shout out to Junior Banda and Miguel Serrano with Fat Boy Michelada and Botana and Serrano's Carnita, which if you guys have not tried it, you gotta go. It's so bomb. They work together to bring you the best micheladas, botana, and carne seca that you'll ever have. Locally operated, you can call them for parties, get-togethers, or if you just want a little something for yourself, make sure you get the best and not the rest, darling. And I also want to give a shout out to Soko Soccer Academy with Dominic and Ariana Gutierrez, which as of the recording of this episode, I'm down 32 pounds. What's up? 32, darling. They're located on Franklin Drive. They offer team, small group, and individual skill training, and they also have open play on the weekends. They also specialize in soccer training with professionals like George De Leon. They have fitness training with Dominic Gutierrez and Isaac Carrillo and more. Make sure you call the number on the screen for more details. To everybody who watches this show, thank you all so much. I'm so happy that we just recorded episode 22 of the podcast, and there's going to be more to come, darling. I promise. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel at The Public Affair. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at The Public Affair. And always, let me pretend I have this beer. Keep it between us.